Hi. Okay, let's talk about families. There are only two kinds of families: dysfunction and function, basis the fact that they know how to deal with their pain or not. Dysfunctional families, of course, deal with their pain in a very deflective manner and not in a very healthy manner. And functional families know how to deal with it and move on. And in every family, there are two kinds of kids. There's the dark sheep or the black sheep, and there is a perfect child. And what is the difference between the two? We'll talk today. We'll talk about the dark sheep. I know which one I am. Do you know which one you are? So, and of course, you change over a period of time. We all come to balance. It takes time, but we all come to it ultimately. So the dark sheep is nothing but the fact that whichever family you're in, there's pain, and if you're dysfunction, if you tilt towards dysfunction, especially in the childhood of the child, this child could turn out to be the rebel without a cause in a way, or the hellraiser of sorts, or the or the child that won't fulfill the expectations of the family unit. They will rebel against it at all times, and that's essentially because they are able to kind of see through the hubris, and they are the truth slayers, and they are the ones who will always be honest. They'll be they'll be able to see that that things are being put under the carpet, people are lying about things. The dysfunction will be very visible to them, and they will revolt against the put on and the status games that people play, the perfection games that people play, especially mother, father, whatever, right? The elders in the family, and they will call it out. And this will serve them really well, maybe when they're teenagers. This might serve them in early 20s also, but at work, etc., and in social relationships or in personal relationships, this might harm them, and then they will maybe tilt towards being the nicer whatever, and at some point they'll come to a balance of being both, the good and bad. The polarity will be held in a particular way, because rebellion can be dysfunctional also, right? Especially when done in extremes. But that's how you may start out. Ultimately, we'll all come to balance. But that's the prototype of the dark sheep, and it has its own pros and cons. But there's origin story to it. So I always look at the dysfunctional child and I'm like, "Arey, ye such bolta hai," right? So the truth seeker and the truth speaker is the dysfunctional child, and that's the beauty of that child, according to me.